So, talking about cooperative banks, this is also mainly the fund was for agriculture, allied sectors, KVB industries. Rural banks were catering to cooperative banks were catering to those segments. Here you need to remember NABARD, National Bank for Agricultural and Rural Development. The NABARD is the apex banks for cooperative banks. All cooperative functions of the cooperative banks will be supervised by NABARD. Between NABARD and RBI, a cooperative bank structure will be existing. NABARD is main thing is it's to finance agriculture sector. It is a refinancing bank for refinancing cooperation bank. Refinancing means cooperative bank will give loan. So loan is not collected, loan is not now again collected on time. For further banking operations, there will not be money for the cooperative bank. Then RBI, then NABARD will pitch in. NABARD requests RBI to release credit to cooperative bank so that cooperative bank can continue its operations. So refinancing means that is it. Agricultural refinancing, and then a development cooperation. So NABARD acts as an apex bank for cooperative sector, cooperative banking sector. Cooperative bank is answerable to NABARD on one side, and then RBI to the other side. RBI issues guidelines, NABARD's implemented. NABARD's oversees the cooperative banks functioning. Cooperative banks are basically of three: rural cooperative banks and urban cooperative banks, but majority of the cooperative banks will be in rural areas only. Urban cooperative banks will be there, but state level cooperative bank is, you can consider it as an urban cooperative bank. This is established generally in a state capital. That becomes the head office of all cooperative banks under it. First level is urban, that is a state level. Then district level cooperative bank. From district level cooperative bank, it goes to the primary agricultural cooperative society. That means a panchayat is a unit. For each village, each panchayat, a primary agricultural cooperative society is established. Money flow happens from RBI to state cooperative bank. State cooperative bank releases money to central cooperative bank. Central means state, district. From central cooperative bank, that means district cooperative bank, it comes to primary agricultural cooperative societies. From agricultural cooperative societies, the money will be given for agricultural and allied activities as loan to the farmers. But there is one obligation: whatever loan is given by the agricultural finance, agricultural cooperative committees has to be repaid in 1 year time. Otherwise, member gets default. I will tell you, there are two types of operations. Under rural cooperative banks, short-term structure and long-term structure. Likewise, two financial structures are operational. Under short-term structure, state cooperative bank, and then district cooperative bank, and then primary agricultural cooperative society. These three come under short-term structure. State, district, and village cooperative banks come under short-term structure. Why they called it short-term structure? Whatever loan is taken from these banks have to be repaid in 1 year time. That means you have taken for agricultural purposes. Once your harvest comes, you should be able to repay it to the bank so that for the next season money is available to you, or no, if more money is there, they're available to other people. If you don't pay it on time, it gets blocked. For the operation, bank will not have money. So likewise, if 2 cycles, 3 cycles happens, and loan have become defaulter, automatically bank stops its operation because of the fund shortage. So to ensure the continuous operations, every year they ensure that the loan paid for any purpose during that year is repaid. That is the main aspect, no, which require to continuous functioning of the cooperative bank. Then there is long-term structure. What is this long-term structure? There are again two kinds of units are there to operate in a long-term scale. One is State Cooperative Agricultural and Rural Development Bank. This can be easily, earlier, this was treated as Land Development Bank, District Land Development Bank. Land Development Bank is now, it was for longer years. That means a land is to be reclaimed. Land has to be brought into cultivation. And you are putting in orchard plants, mango trees, and then some kind of a fruit trees you are planting in a land. The fruition will not come in 1 year. That means you will not be able to repay the money in 1 year. So this provides a long-term loan, say 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. Likewise, depending upon the nature of loan you have applied for, it gives loan for long-term purposes. Likewise, you are starting an agriculture-based industry. It needs a lot of capital. Again, no, the repayment period requires longer time. You are asking for a borewell. Borewell, okay, lots of money is required for a borewell. Money will be given. You will not be able to repay it in any year. So it takes longer time. So basically, cooperative banking sector is providing to short-term loans as well as long-term loans. Both needs of agriculture sector, agricultural related industries, banks cater to both kinds of requirements with two different sets of operational banks. Main cooperative sector banks are short-term, and land development banks, if you State Cooperative Agricultural and Rural Development Bank is one thing. Second is the, just like under district cooperative sector, primary agricultural society, likewise under the State Cooperative Agricultural Bank, there is no district level bank. Here from state, after that it's only primary level. In short-term banking, there are 3 tiers: state, district, and then village. But here in a long-term loans, there is only on state level bank. After that, directly primary level bank means village level bank. Short-term, yeah, Asikam sir is there waiting?
No, sir. Please continue. Please continue.
Short-term structure, I told you, lending is only up to 1 year. Lending for cultivation activities, seeds, fertilizers, etc. It's a 3-tier setup: State Cooperative Bank, District Cooperative Bank, which is otherwise called Central Cooperative Bank, which will be in district headquarters. The third level is Primary Agricultural Credit Society, which is working at a village level. This is about the short term. Then State Cooperative Bank, it's a RBI again now gives money to a State Cooperative Bank through NABARD. One thing you need to remember, RBI lends money to commercial banks at 1 interest rate. RBI lends money to cooperative banks at a concessional rate. If at 10% RBI is giving it to SBI, RBI gives same money at 5% to cooperative banks, because cooperative banks need to lend money to the farmers for various agricultural activities at a very reasonable and affordable price. Then only actually the bank will do some benefit to the farmer. If bank is also giving it an exorbitant rate, where is the need of a bank? So Central Cooperative Bank, I told you this is called district. It's and cooperative societies. Members are the beneficiaries. Members are the beneficiaries. Only those members join as members in the cooperative society are entitled to get agricultural loans from the primary cooperative society. Other than them, no loan will be given to anybody other than a member. At the same time, no loan will be given to other than agricultural related operations. Long-term structure, it's a medium to long-term loan. It can be 1.5 years to 25 years is the repayment period. Agricultural asset loans, mortgage loans, these are all no mortgage. Earlier they were called land mortgage banks, LMBs, land mortgage banks. Now land mortgage bank, the name is changed into State Cooperative Agricultural and Rural Development Bank. Only name is changed. Nature of operations was same. It's for land development, cooperative agricultural, rural development set up in state level as well as here in LMBs, land mortgage banks. One tier is missing. It's only a 2-tier system, state and then village. With this, we have completed under organized sector. We have completed the banking system, all banks. Only sub-markets part is left. Sub-markets. Madam, sir has come?
Yes, sir. He has come.
Sir, you
Okay.
can continue. No, you can finish. You can take your own time. I am free. No problem.
Thank you, sir. Sub-markets only, the division of sub-markets, I will tell you. Details about the sub-markets now I will deal in my next lecture, that is tomorrow. Sub-markets is call money. Sub-market divisions are, one is call money. Second is bill market. Third, certificate of deposits. Fourth is commercial papers. Call money is from RBI to bank, bank to bank. It can be for 1 day up to 90 days. That is call money. A bank, it needs some money. It need not go to RBI. It can go to its a friend bank, another bank, and it can ask, no, okay, you lend me 1 crore today. Tomorrow I will pay you back. With some amount of interest they lend. And then no, these people will repay. So I will deal with these details in details tomorrow. Broadly, these 4 categories you remember. And again, under bill market, there are two subdivisions. There are commercial bills and there are treasury bills, T-bills. With this, I am stopping it here. I will continue this lecture tomorrow. Thank you. Anybody
you
wants
very
to
much,
no, anybody?
Any doubts?
Any
Doubts
doubt is-
unte adagandi babu. Doubts unte please ask the if I have any doubts. Sai,
I think they would
Today
be busy.
Sai is not there, sir. He took vaccination, it seems.
acha.
Okay, any doubt is there now? Please write down and keep it with you. Tomorrow I'll answer you.
Tomorrow, yes, sir.
No, that would be better. That would be.